Hey friends, welcome back to our second episode of I'll Be Honest. Let's start this over again. Hey friends, welcome back to our second episode of I'll Be Honest podcast. Why can't I talk? I'm nervous.
It's a nerve. Just breathe.
Yeah.
A few moments later.
Hey friends, welcome back to our second episode of I'll Be Honest podcast. I am Chanel.
And I'm Debs. And we are excited to have you guys back for episode 2 of our first season. So, Coco, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah?
I'm feeling great. It's been a long day, but you know what? We're here.
We're here. And
In
we're
the
doing it.
presence of my favorite person.
I love that for me. I love that. I love that. And I actually want to talk about something today. I think we touched on it a little bit on the last episode, but about friendship.
Okay, I'm listening.
Because I feel like with how we met and how we are right now,
yeah,
I think I just want to kind of shed light on it and shed light on how amazing this friendship is.
yeah.
Not to toot our own horn, but
we need to let the people know.
let the people know
You need to let the
that our
people
friendship
know
is lit.
what's good? Exactly. They got to know. They gotta know.
So let's just start with like how we met.
Do you
do you
remember
remember?
how we met and when we met?
I do actually the date no, but the timeline yes, it was 2020
Pandemic.
pandemic. Like we were deep in the pandemic.
Yep.
We met. I think it was May. We met in May of 2020.
Yeah.
I think right.
Around the time.
And do you remember how you came in? So backstory. So we met actually because my family owns a restaurant, and a Congolese restaurant, My Every Girl, check it out. And we had a meeting, I think. We had a meeting to talk
Mhm.
about like expanding and like working together on different projects. And I had never met you.
It was Kuti that reached out to you.
Yes, yes.
About the collab. Yeah.
Yes. So he called me to talk about a collab with the three of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, cool. Now, mind you, I was working all day that day at the restaurant. So I was wearing jeans and a t-shirt. I was looking frumpy. I was tired. I was sweating. Like it was not giving.
She was not looking that. No,
I-
she was not looking none of that. She was looking good.
The way
As usual.
the way I felt when you guys came in. So now they walk in, right? Oh my God. So Kuti's wearing a full suit,
Yeah.
a 3-piece suit.
With the Italian shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole shebang.
And I can't remember how you were dressed exactly, but I remember looking at you like, whoa.
Really?
Yes. I'm like, yo, this girl is beautiful. And you were dressed like you're ready to like show out.
No.
And I'm like, hey, what in the world am I wearing? I was so embarrassed.
That was your first impression?
Yes.
I was more focused on having this business meeting to just be businessy.
Yeah.
So I do remember I was wearing a blazer and I think maybe a skirt or something like that.
I
but
feel like you
wouldn't-
had color.
Did I
I feel like you
probably
had
did,
color. Yeah.
But I wanted to make sure that I looked presentable because this was
for us.
yeah, and this was a big business meeting for me because it was my first time shooting at a restaurant for
Yeah.
a restaurant,
Yeah.
and it's a Congolese restaurant, so I gotta represent for my people.
Yeah.
So I do remember my outfit, but then in my mind I was like, I have to look professional. Like this girl gotta take me serious because
oh my God.
I can be out here looking like a damn fool.
Yeah.
That's what we're not gonna do. So I do remember like I tried my best to look as presentable and professional as I could.
Yeah.
And then when I saw you, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, that's the daughter's the business, the daughter, the assistant, all the titles in the book. That's her. So now I have to make a really good impression because
That's
she doesn't know who I
crazy.
am, and she's gonna get to know me as
That's
the number one
crazy.
female photographer in Toronto.
Hey. Yeah.
Yes.
But then we ended up like sitting for a second because I know Kuti had to go find his phone that he forgot somewhere.
Yeah.
So we got like 15, 20 minutes of just us.
Approximately, yeah.
And I think you were my best friend in that moment.
Really?
I swear it felt like we connected so quickly.
Yeah.
I don't remember from when we had a mutual friend that we talked about in common, but we just started cracking jokes and just like, I don't know, we had a great conversation
Yeah.
that first 20 minutes.
I remember.
And I'm like, we're going to be friends forever. We're going to be friends
You know
forever.
the ones?
Yeah,
when
you just
clicked right away.
you just feel it. So that was my impression. I feel like at first I was like, I honestly thought, I'm like, yo, first of all, this girl is looking amazing. And I feel
Thank
like
you.
I don't know if I match up to her. Like, I honestly was so in my head that day because I didn't know what the meeting was gonna be about and what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
So the way you guys came in, I was very intimidated. I was very like in my head about it.
Yeah.
But you were so chill that it kind of went away right away, and we just hit it off from there.
It was. I remember a conversation about a mutual friend, but one
Yeah.
thing that struck to me was our common interest.
Mm.
The fact that you were a One Tree Hill fan, and I
Yeah.
grew up literally binge watching One Tree Hill. Like, I didn't have
Yeah.
a life. When you told me that, I was like, no way.
Yeah.
What? You watch One Tree Hill? What? You're a keeper. You have to be a keeper. And then from there we just clicked. Like,
Yeah.
we started talking about our mutual friends, similar things that we went through in our childhood. Like, it was a 20-minute
Yeah,
conversation that
20
felt like it was an
minutes.
hour at least.
Yeah.
And then
By the time we came back, we were already friends.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, what's going on? Do you guys know each other? What? Am I missing something?
Yeah, and I love that. And I think after that, we kind of got to obviously work together on that project,
Yeah.
and we just bonded from there. Our friendship, I think, grew pretty quickly. I think faster than I've probably ever had with friends in general.
Really?
With not just in making friends, but in how close we got
Mm-hmm.
in 2020.
Yeah.
At that same summer, it just felt like we had known each other for years, and it had only been a couple months.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I still remember the first time we hung out 1-on-1.
When was that?
I took you to shout out to East 2020. I took you to
Oh,
East
yeah.
2020 and we had like soul food because you know your girl loves me some soul food. And I was like, I gotta take this girl to East 2020. So we went there and then I had like mac and cheese and
Mm-hmm.
fried chicken or whatever.
Yeah.
And then from there, yeah, we bonded. It was just we were there for hours, so you already know the
Yeah.
conversation was good.
Yeah.
And then it's been history since.
Yeah, I think at some point too, I asked you if you can do a photo shoot for me
Yeah.
in the summertime. So we did that too.
It was we did the photo shoot the following summer, right? Or
No,
was
the
it
same
year?
summer. It was the same summer. Yeah, I remember because I was also nervous again
Yeah.
because I didn't know you that well yet.
Mhm.
So I'm like, yo, I hope like this goes well. But it went so good. Like
yeah,
it was such a good time.
I had a good time. It was fun.
Yeah. So that's crazy, and I feel like our relationship and our story and how we grew and how it's almost been 4 years since, which is actually
Can you believe it?
crazy. Yeah,
It
right.
went by I was thinking about it the other day. And I was like, wait, I've been friends with this girl for
For
4
almost
years,
4 years.
and it feels like yesterday.
Yes, but it feels like forever.
Yeah,
It's the
it does.
same thing. So it's like I always wonder like what made us so special in terms of like how do we connect so quickly? How have we been able to maintain our friendship in these past 4 years so effortlessly? Because in my opinion, it's been effortless.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah. And I just thought about like what do you think was the thing that helped us maintain our friendship so effortlessly?
I think it was a sisterhood.
Yeah.
We literally we built this sisterhood friendship
Mm.
that made us comfortable around each other,
Yeah.
and we spent a lot of time together too. Like we went through like
We had a
our
whole honeymoon phase.
Yeah, it was a whole honeymoon. Like every day,
We're on FaceTime, we're on the phone.
like girl, I ain't got no friends. I ain't got nobody else but you. Please, we were locked in,
yeah.
and then from there it was super comfortable. But I don't know how we bond. It must have been the work of God, because
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
it was just so effortless and very easy and comfortable at the same time
Yeah.
too. And it's been the same ever since. If anything, like it has grown into a better friendship, or like something
Yeah.
deeper and more on the same level.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I agree. And I think from my personal perspective and experience,
Mm-hmm.
at the time that we met, I had gone through a period where I was getting taken advantage of a lot with friendships. Like I had great friends in some, but in some it was like a struggle
Mm-hmm.
where I feel like I was a lot like used a lot for what I could do and not just appreciated for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of going through my own, I'm tired of making new friends kind of thing. I think I just, the ones that I have, I'll keep them, but that's
Yeah.
it. And when we met, I think what I noticed right off the bat is that it felt like all you wanted from me was my friendship, my love, and my companionship. And you gave me that, and you were expecting that from me.
Mm-hmm.
And the respect that we had for each other and still do was unmatched.
Yeah.
There was so much love and so much respect, so much consideration for each other that I
Mhm.
think that kind of carried us through everything.
Yeah.
Even in the times when I remember that time when you told me, I feel like we don't talk as much.
When I called you out.
When you called me out
Yeah.
for not,
I was so nervous. I was like, I hope she don't hate me after this because I'm gonna need to be honest.
But and I love that because I did not know
Yeah.
that you felt that way. But knowing me, my heart is
Mhm.
never to hurt you or to make you feel away. So the fact that you were able to come to me and tell me that without making it a big deal or getting upset, or it was a genuine conversation
Yeah.
about your concerns, and we were able to move past that so free, like effortlessly.
Mhm.
That is the definition and like description of how our friendship has been. I feel like it's been honest, and it's been smooth. It's been full of love and full of respect.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we've been able to make it this far.
And consistent too.
Yeah.
Very consistent and very open to communication
Yeah.
and not being so judgmental
Yeah.
or taking offense to just a slight error, because I do have some friends, like if I'm too honest with them, they'll just push me away.
Oh yeah.
They can't stand the honesty. For
Yeah.
them, it's just like, how dare you disrespect me,
How
first of
dare
all.
you?
And it's like, no, there's no disrespect. It's just something that I have observed, and I wanted
Yeah.
to bring it up to your attention. Because personally, as a form of my characteristic, I'm very confrontational.
Yeah.
But then I'm also calculated in my confrontations. I'll try to first of all assess my thoughts. Why am I feeling this way? Is
Yeah.
it me, or is it the other person? Am I triggered by something that they did? Is it something that I can fix myself so I don't feel too triggered by their behavior? Or can I approach them and let them know, hey, I didn't appreciate when you did that, without them being offended? Because
Yeah.
offense for some people is a big deal, and not everybody is able to handle
To receive it.
exactly. And so I try to assess it first before I brought it to your attention. And I was like,
Wow.
it's not that big of a deal, but I don't want it to affect the friendship where I'm hoarding a feeling that can grow into resentment, you know?
Yeah.
So I assessed it, I thought about it, I was like, okay, I'll just let her know because I think it's healthy enough to have the conversation.
Yeah.
And I told you what it was. We went out for brunch, it was good vibes. For the setting, I had to make sure the setting was good, One
It
thing
was
about food,
impeccable. The setting
Yeah.
was impeccable.
it was because of the food. It was because of the food again. And then the restaurant was nice, and then I don't think we didn't see each other for some time.
At that point, yeah, it
Yeah.
had been some time
Yeah.
since. And then we had a great brunch, and then at the end is when you brought it up.
I'd be doing stuff like that. I'll wait last minute. Honestly, I'm like, before you go,
We were literally at your car, and you're bringing it up.
I have to talk to you. People hate that about me, but I'm like, no, I have to wait until everything is good,
Yeah.
so that we can leave off on good terms.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
No, I get that.
I
I
don't
get
like
that.
to-
But I'm glad you did that.
Yeah, it was worth it.
It was.
Yeah.
It was because I feel like sometimes you're just not aware of things. I think that's a big thing in friendship that people really need to know, is that the other person may not know how you're feeling.
Yeah.
It's not so much about, oh, well, she should have known this or she should have known that. It's okay to be honest.
Mhm.
But as the other person, like myself, I had to be receptive to what you had to tell me and not get defensive. Like, oh no, what are you talking about? We're always talking. Because it's not about what I think. Also, it's about how you feel.
Mhm.
And if I made you feel a certain way, then I need to be honest about that, or just receive that and then be aware to change next time. So I don't know. I love that you did that. 'Cause I think it made me more aware in the future. Like, okay, I feel like I have to talk to Coco in a minute. Just being mindful
Yeah.
for next time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So no, I appreciate that. But do you feel like at our age now it's hard to maintain friendships?
Yeah. We're actually for me, I'm pushing mid-30s. So at this point, like, I feel like most of my friends are already in the space where they have families, they're married, they're trying to build lives for themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of my other friends are the travelers, or they're trying to move out of the city, get their lives going, yada yada. So
Yeah.
trying to maintain a friendship is to be also mindful of other people's personal lives, like what's going on in their life. How come we haven't spoken in months? Or
Yeah.
so well, that person is busy doing their life. You
Yeah.
know? So to maintain that, it requires communication
Mm.
and consistency.
Yeah.
But consistency doesn't mean that we have to talk every day. Like for me, that can never be me. Like
That could never be
no,
me.
no,
It could never be me.
catch me outside. Like I'm not talking to you every day, unless I don't even talk to my mom every day.
Like, okay, maybe mine.
I don't. You do
I
you?
have to because I live here.
Yeah, I my mom takes
But
she's so offended if I don't call her every day. But it's like, mom.
you can't. No, it's true because when I lived in Scarborough, I think I didn't talk to her every day, but once in a while, yes.
Yeah, and she's my closest person. So imagine trying to maintain that type of relationship with a friend,
Mm.
trying to keep up with them every day. For me, it's just like it's not
It's not
realistic.
realistic.
Yeah.
It's not, and I feel like that, and I've lost friendships over that. I call it the is it thermometer?
Mm-hmm.
Thermometer friendships,
Yeah.
to where you got to keep putting like heat on it or whatever for it to go up, or else if you don't, it just goes down. It dies.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for it. I don't have the. We have too many things to do to worry about that stuff. So friendships have ended simply because, oh well, you haven't talked to me in like a month,
Mm-hmm.
and for me, it doesn't really make sense, especially in our 30s. With what we have going on, I feel like as a friend, you have to understand the other person's life and responsibilities and whatever. And it's okay if you haven't talked in a little while, but what matters is when you do talk, keep the same energy.
Yeah.
And I always try to keep that same energy when it comes to you or whoever else or whatever. I'm never going to come to you and say, you haven't talked to me in a month. What's going on? And be serious about it.
Honestly, I hate when people do that.
Yeah.
You haven't spoken to me in so long. Well,
Then talk to me. You're
sis,
talking to me now.
Yeah, why haven't you talking to me so much? Like, I will turn the tables real quick.
Yeah, or just say I'll just say, hey, I haven't seen you in so long. I miss you. How are you doing? But my point is, I miss you. How are you? My point is not to harbor on the fact that I haven't talked to you in forever. If that's your point, end of conversation.
You could have spoke to me. You could have
You
sent
could
me a
have.
message. and
First
say,
of all-
hey, are you good?
And now you're talking to me now, and you're talking about why you haven't talked to me. Just talk to me then.
Just talk. Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like for me, it's I won't say it's hard to maintain friendships. It does have its challenges, but I think I'm more mindful of the friendships I want to keep. I think now I'm so adamant on the fact that if your friendship is dependent on me talking to you every day, we're not going to be friends. So I'm not going to compromise on certain things that I feel are going to add me stress.
Yeah,
Why am I going to stress?
100%. A way that I maintain most of my friendships is through understanding the love languages.
Oh.
You know, I don't think love languages is only valid
for relationships.
Yeah, for relationships. No, I have to apply that knowledge onto
Yeah.
my friendships as well. I have some
That's
friends
true.
that appreciate my friendships through act of service or quality time. What else is out on the list? Gift giving.
giving. Physical touch.
Yeah, yeah. I have some people that like to be touchy or that like hugs and stuff, but it's through the understanding of the love languages, and for them, that's good enough. That's all I need. That's all they require from me.
Yeah.
So I study my friends.
That's
Like
actually so good.
I have to study my friends, get to know them, on a personal level, what they like, what they do not like, and I don't match energies. That's one thing I cannot do.
What do you mean by that?
You know, when people say, "Oh, I'm matching your energy," like let's say you're having a bad day, you don't feel like talking to someone, and then you come off a bit like rude or whatever.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna be rude to you because you're being rude to me.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I don't know what is going on in your life, but I'm not gonna suit to
not
that level.
gonna-
Yeah, I'm not gonna feed off that energy.
Yeah,
That's
no.
crazy.
No.
So I'll try to just, if anything, I'll just back up. If I
Mm.
see that the energy's off, I'm just stepping out.
Yeah.
And then when you're all good back to yourself, then you can welcome me back into a safe space.
Yeah.
So maintaining friendship will definitely be able to understand the person
Mm.
that you're friends with and study them too. Why not
Yeah.
take the time to study them? Because people change. Change is inevitable. Like
That's
the same
true.
person that I met, the person that I met, which is you 4 years ago, is not the same person that you are today.
Mm.
You know, so you have to apply that knowledge and that growth, and also like understand that okay, well, since they're growing, I'm gonna grow with them as well.
Yeah.
So that's a good way to maintain your friendships. And I think that's why most of my friends, I've been friends with them for 4 or 5 year plus.
Mm.
Now to make new friends, that's a challenge.
You think so?
Yeah, you don't think making new friends is as a
No.
challenge for
I
you?
mean, no, not really.
Really?
I feel like making new friends is easy, but maintaining those friendships long term is maybe more challenging, just in terms of different lifestyles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I maybe you're underestimating yourself, because I think the way you became friends with me is the same way you would become friends with somebody else. I
Yeah.
feel like it's easy for you because you're a kind person. People
Mm-hmm.
gravitate towards you naturally. I think it's you can make friends easily, but it's finding friends that you can last with long term. That's the challenge, I think,
Yeah.
because not everybody's meant to be with you forever. Not everybody's meant to go through every season with you. So knowing who is and discerning who's meant to end here, who's meant to keep going,
Mm-hmm.
I think is a challenge.
Are you attached to your friends?
That's a good question. I think to some parts yes, because my friends are my community.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, back then, my friends were like, we're playing in the sandbox. These are not sandbox friends.
Yeah.
These are people that I call when I need something, people that I cry with, people that I pray with, people that like real life stuff is happening right now, and the
Mm-hmm.
people that are going to navigate these life things with me, that's my community. So I think the friends that I do have, like you and everybody else, I I don't take it lightly to be your friend or have you as my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So I am attached to them in some ways, because I don't want a life without you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it means more. There's more weight on my friendships today than there was back in the day.
So if you're attached to them, I'm sure that you've had some friendships where you had to detach yourself from them. How do
Yeah.
you know when a friendship is over?
Okay. So I don't want to say. Okay. So I'm just gonna say it like this. If I have a friend that when your name gets brought up, or I talk about you, or you call me or whatever, and I get anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
or I get uncomfortable or uneasy,
Mm-hmm.
our friendship is over. I think that's what I'm starting to learn. I never want to feel like I can't tell her this because I can't, she can't know about this because I don't like when when she's in the mood, I don't want this for those friends.
Yeah.
I feel like when you start to feel like you're forcing it, and I've been there, so I understand when I start to feel like I'm forcing a friendship, like I'm working overtime to maintain it. Like I have to always say the right things. I have to always be on my P's and Q's for you.
Mm-mm.
I've done that, so I know the feeling of okay. I think this friendship is over. It's not supposed to be work. It's
Yeah.
not supposed to be. It's supposed to be like obviously you work to maintain things in general, but it's not supposed to feel like you're straining yourself, like you're working overtime. Not for you though, not for the friendship, but for the person to feel like, okay, we're good,
Right.
you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
And in other cases, sometimes if you're going through something and every time you think about this person or about calling them, you don't want to, or you feel like, no, she's going to judge me, or he's going to say this, or if it's all negative, your friendship isn't supposed to go any further.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm learning, to just listen to how my body's feeling with certain friends.
Your body will tell you
My body will tell me,
when it's done.
my mind will tell me, my heart will tell me when it's time to let go. And sometimes it's not even about like cutting someone off. Sometimes it's simply about distance.
Yeah.
It's about just, let me, maybe this season we're not supposed to be that close. We're not supposed to be doing it together. Just putting some distance. I think you'll know when. And I think
Mm-hmm.
I've learned when because I've been through some of it. So yeah. I don't know. What do you think? How do you know when it's time to, when a friendship has run its course?
Um, when we don't talk anymore. Like, if I haven't heard from you in months, out of sight, out of mind.
Really?
Yeah. What? You're busy living life? I'm busy living life too. But if it's been months, you forgot about me. I forgot about you, baby. Like we gone. We're done. So like, but then if we do decide to come back, it will just be like for a brief moment. Like, hey,
Mm.
girl, it's been a minute. Yeah, it's been actually a couple years. So how you been?
Not years.
You know, I do have friends that the friendship ended because there was no communication, no bad blood, no fight, no argument, no nothing. It was just
Yeah,
ah,
it
what is that to
it
talk
ran its
about?
course.
Yeah,
And
that's what
that's
I know.
okay too.
Yeah, because I'm not a fighter.
Yeah.
I confront, but only when it's worth it.
Yeah.
And I do confront when I care. I'm passionate about the situation. I
Yeah.
can be passionate about someone, or I can just be passionate about the situation.
Yeah.
But then if I don't have the energy for it, like, it's all good.
No
We don't
bad
have to
blood.
talk.
It's just the end of the line.
It's just, it is what it is. Life goes on. Life goes on, and you just move on.
Yeah.
But I think it's a healthy way to end friendships in some way.
Yeah.
You know, just
I don't think I've ever said to someone, our friendship is over.
oh, I've done that.
Have you?
Yeah, what? That one was like, that one needed to be heard.
Okay.
Yeah, that
That's
one
fair.
they needed to know, because they were
That's fair.
definitely taking advantage of me, and then they didn't realize how bad they were treating me
Mm.
and how the things that they were saying behind my back. So then I confronted them, and they were in denial at first, and then they did have to actually assess again what happened, and then they took accountability of the actions.
Yeah.
And then once they told me that, yeah, I did that, I was like, yeah, bet we're
Yeah.
done. Like, the fact that you admitted it, I'm not crazy, you're crazy. We're done. We're done. So it just, there's situations where you have to let them know that's not cool. You can't move
Yeah.
like that. I would never do that to someone, and the least I expect is is for someone to do that to me. So
Yeah.
we're not on this in the same book.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Honestly, I think it's hard. It's harder now. It's getting harder now, I guess, in some ways, to know like which friends to keep, which friends to let go of, and how to steward all these friendships. But I think from my personal experience,
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, knowing that I'm doing my best with friends, if you're mad at me or you distance yourself from me or you end the friendship with me, I'm sorry, but it's your loss.
Yeah,
It's your loss,
right.
because I know myself and I really pride myself on being the best I can be for friends, which is why it should not be that hard.
Mm-hmm.
If you know you're doing your best in friendships and you know you're being honest, you're doing all the things that you should do in a friendship, then it shouldn't be that difficult. And I think I've learned that, especially in the last, I think honestly since meeting you, I learned
That,
that it should not be that difficult.
yeah.
That friendship should not be that difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that everyone, even who like watches this and whatever, that um you have good friends, because if you do your best to be the best that you can be, and you put your best foot forward when it comes to friendships
Mm-hmm.
and your community, you can have good friends. Because people often say, "Oh, I wish I had a community. I wish I had friends." People are actually alone, don't have good friends around them, and that sucks. But I really want people to know that you can find a good community, but you just have to put in the effort.
Exactly. It's like faith without works.
Exactly.
You're praying for something. God, I need this and that and the third. God's gonna tell you, yeah, I can give you that, but you gonna have to do the work, baby.
Yeah.
You gonna have to be outside, and then
Yeah.
once you're outside, then I can put things together for you.
Exactly.
And it's the same case with friendships, because I know a lot of people that tell me, yeah, I struggle with making friends. I don't have any friends. Okay, but do you go outside? Do you attend networking events?
Yeah.
Do you
Do
put
you know
in the
I
work?
met a friend on Bumble?
See, that's the thing.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of amazing women looking for friendships on Bumble, and I met one, and we went out to brunch, and we had a great time. Like, dope girl.
Mm-hmm.
So you can absolutely make friends like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. I feel like I just wanted to highlight how great our friendship is, and how the fact that we even got to this point of having a podcast together just speaks volumes to how much we've grown in the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud of us.
Me too. Speaking of friendship, because you do have a lot of girlfriends, and so do I. But do you have platonic friendships with men?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How's that
I
going
do.
for you?
I feel like it's always gone great. I've had so many debates with people about this,
Mm-hmm.
about men and women being friends and how to properly steward those friendships. And I feel like for me, I feel like as long as you know boundaries, as long as you have boundaries, it's fine. And for me, it's been easy. There hasn't been any like boundaries crossed. I feel like I know where I'm at, especially when you're both single, for example, versus when one of them is dating. Boundaries change.
Yeah.
Phone calls that were happening at 11 p.m. now have to
Mm-mm.
happen at 5 p.m. and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But and also knowing, okay, I want to be your friend. You're a male. you have a girlfriend, you have a wife, out of respect, she's gonna be my friend too.
Yeah.
It's never gonna be just me
Yeah.
and you. It'll be me, you, and her. And I've maintained those things. So I think my friends can honestly attest to the fact that I'm very respectful. So I don't believe in the fact that men and women cannot be friends. I believe that whatever you choose to do,
Mm-hmm.
if you do it with respect, you can make it work.
Yeah. 100%.
And men bring things to my life, like a woman's life, that women sometimes can't. So we need men in our lives.
We do.
As friends, as brothers, we need men. I don't think we should shun them because we're in a relationship or whatever the case is.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm a big advocate on men and
More
women
friendship.
can have a healthy, boundaries full friendship.
Yeah, I believe that too. I have brothers,
Yeah.
and I'm very close to my brothers, especially my younger brother. We're almost 2 years apart, but we're twins, and we tell each other
So
everything.
cute.
Yeah, so having that relationship with him allowed me to be comfortable with certain specific men
Mm.
that remind me of my brother.
Oh.
Yeah, if you remind me of Uncle T, baby, you gotta go. Like me and you cannot be friends. But if you remind me of my brother, that like that man will have
Yeah.
qualities of my brother, then
Yeah.
oh yeah, easily gravitate towards you.
Oh, I love that.
But then, like you said, it's about respect, boundaries. If that man happens to be in a relationship, I'm gonna be your girlfriend's best friend,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna stick beside
Yeah.
her.
I'm a stick
You're
beside
always
her.
gonna be in the wrong, and she's always gonna be right. Like, that's just what it is. And I
Yeah.
think men respect that.
They do respect
They
that.
respect that.
They do.
And it's again, it's about level of respect, boundaries, understanding. We don't have to talk every day, but just know that like
Yeah.
there has to be a mutual understanding.
I agree. And that goes back to the thermometer thing. Like, we don't have to talk every day, meaning if we don't talk for a couple months or whatever, it's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I still know that you are in my heart regardless.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And sometimes that's all it takes to maintain friendships. It's just knowing that you're in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you need me, I'm there.
Yeah,
Whenever you want to talk, I got you. If you want to go out and just, catch up, I'm there. Need advice?
mm-hmm.
I'm here for you. That's literally what it is. And I think if we all do that, then people will stop complaining about how it's not okay to have a male friend or a female friend if you're a male.
I feel like those are people that don't know the boundaries that say that, or that have been in situations where it was a bit compromising, or they can
That's
also
true.
be insecure.
Yeah.
So like I wouldn't say it's a bad thing unless it's personal. Like people
Yeah. You
make
know
it.
what? You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. I think if you can't do it, don't do it.
it's not for you.
Yeah.
Can't hang. Can't hang with us.
If you can't handle a friendship with the opposite sex, then don't do it. If it's not within like your capabilities because of whatever temptation or whatever it is, then just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel like you can, then go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
So, no, this was great.
That was a
This
good
was-
second episode. Is there
Yeah.
anything else you wanna touch base on?
No, just that I love you so much.
I love
And-
you too, girl. Don't make me blush.
And I love having you as a friend and doing life with you. So I hope that everybody gets to experience this kind of friendship. 'Cause
Yes,
it's dope. I love it here.
I love it here too. It's healthy. It feels safe.
It feels safe.
Yeah, it's a safe space.
Yeah.
I know there's some jealous people out there, but you know what? Be jelly all you want. That's you and your feelings. That ain't none of my business. But
Yeah.
yeah, this was great,
Yeah.
and I'm definitely excited for what the future has in store for us.
Yeah.
Great things are about to come,
Amen.
and like I said from the beginning, this is a sisterhood.
Mhm.
So no weapons formed against us
Shall prosper.
Amen to that.
Period. Period.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in and watching us on this journey and taking part of this beautiful friendship. We would love to hear what you guys have to say about your friendships, how you maintain your friendships, any challenges that you face, difficulties, and things that flourish that you can also give us advice on.
Yeah.
And
And we'll see you next time.
have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Bye.